Hi, welcome back. So this is going to be the midweek check-in for all zodiac signs. I'm going to start with Aries and go through Pisces. All right, if you guys haven't checked out my other social media accounts, please check them out. Links are in the description box below. I just opened them up this week, so they're pretty new. But once I get enough followers on the Instagram and Facebook page, I'm going to go live there too. So then you can catch me a few times a week instead of one time a week live. Also, if you want a private reading, you could book at tarottimedana.com. Alrighty. So let's see, midweek check-in. These are short-term energies, just seeing what each zodiac sign is going through so far this week. So Aries. Midweek check-in for Aries. Okay. Ooh, Aries, you might have received some communication that you had been waiting on. All right. You've got the Knight of Swords, the Fool card in the reverse, and the Three of Wands in the reverse. So, like I said, you might have been waiting on communication or more information before you made any moves forward. I feel like you know where you want to go. You know, you know what your next steps are going to be, but you also know that there's risk involved here. So I feel like you're waiting to get clarity and all of the information before you make any decisions. So this is, to me, like a purposeful pause, okay? Oh, excuse me. Got some clarifiers out. Yeah. I feel like, things are on pause because, again, you don't want to make a decision that you're going to regret, all right? And I do feel like there is secrets here. So I feel like it's a wise decision to wait until you get the information. Somebody might be trying to withhold information from you as well, Aries. All right, some of you are also waiting for your finances to improve before you make any movements forward. All right. Some of you regret not taking action. Actually. Some of you might have gotten like an offer or an opportunity. I can read this two different ways. That was one scenario. This is another one. For some of you, you'd received some information and received some type of offer here for a new beginning, and you waited too long on it or didn't move forward with it, and you're kind of regretting it now. So, yeah. Interesting. Could be dealing with the Pisces, air sign, fire. Okay? Possibly water. So, I think for a lot of you, FYI, taking a pause may not feel like it's working in your favor. Or you may regret that or whatever, but I do see that it was the smartest thing to do. Okay? If that helps you at all. Taurus. All right, well, some of you are definitely dealing with the Taurus because they got the same card out, the Knight of Swords. Doesn't have to be. Taurus, you may be dealing with an Aries. Taurus, I feel like you have somebody that's trying to communicate with you and you are totally closed off to it, or you. Remember, all of these messages can go vice versa. It's a general read. You got the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords in the reverse. I never like him in the So yeah, I feel like it's a possibility that you're definitely ignoring somebody that's trying to communicate with you, maybe trying to get your attention on social media as well. And you're totally not paying them any attention. Or this is somebody doing this to you. I see an air sign here, definitely. Also water and Cancer showed up. So, yeah, I feel like somebody is trying to move things forward and they're waiting for you to return their messages. They're waiting to hear back from you. And I feel like this person's being pretty persistent and you are just like, no, hell no. Oh my gosh. This was so similar to your reading for this week. The you versus them reading. Check it out if you haven't. And the reason I feel like you're being like this is because this person has a tendency to be dishonest. You know, so if they're trying to come and offer like love or trying to come towards you in a loving manner, Taurus, I feel like you just give two craps. Some of you are waiting on information to decide whether you're going to travel or move. All right. And you may miss a communication. Check your emails. Like you may be waiting on communication and you missed it. That's only going to be for a few of you. That's a really weird message. Not even entirely sure why I got that, but yeah. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Taurus. Gemini. All right. Oh, Gemini. You got the High Priestess and the Six of Swords. Gemini, you're having trouble clearing out the BS in your head and listening to your intuition, okay? And I've been seeing this in your readings. But I feel like you desperately want to move forward and complete whatever cycle is going on within your life, whether that be with a person, an energy, a goal, whatever it pertains to, okay? And I feel like you are moving forward, but you're taking the pain with you. So careful, you know, it's hard to not take our emotional baggage with us, but you don't really want to bring that into your next step, okay? So I feel like, you know, you're definitely stressing. Something that you intuitively knew is what you're stressing about, you know, and you're trying to move forward from that. And I see that this week you have it in your energy to be able to finally close out this chapter, okay, and move forward. But it's not an easy step. All right, I feel like this is something that is difficult. All right. So go check out your weekly reading if you haven't, because that's kind of keep getting the same messages for Gemini. Cancer. Cancer. What's going on with Cancer? All right, Cancer, some of you are dealing with a Gemini. Doesn't have to be. You've got some decisions to make here. Some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. Don't get caught up on the signs, guys. It's just a general reading. Some of you are deciding to end a partnership, all right, or a friendship. Could be a work relationship. Wow. Okay. But again, it's slow movement forward. For some of you, you have a partnership in your midst this week where you share children together, or a child together. All right. And you're trying to make a decision here on what the next steps are that will provide you the most stable outcome. All right. For some of you, that's one scenario. Another group of you, you put an end to a partnership. All right. Maybe this person tried to offer to like repair things and take it slow and come back together. But I see, Cancer, a lot of you are choosing to be single rather than take this person up on their offer. All right. This might have been a situation that involved more than one person as well. That's a second set of you. Some of you are simply ending one job and getting ready to transition into a new job opportunity that's going to bring you more financial security than you currently have. All right. And I feel like that was a really difficult decision, but I see it panning out. So that's cool. All right. Interesting. Leo. What's going on with the Leo? Leo. You feel like you need to protect yourself, protect your family, protect your decisions. I feel like a lot of you, I'm getting several different messages here, so pick which one is yours. There's one group of you that's watching where what you're trying to do is tame addictions, tame temptation. All right, because I feel like temptation is abound this week, okay? Whatever that means. Could be a person, could be a substance, could be whatever. I feel like, Leo, a lot of you have been trying to work really hard to, like, tame the beast. You know, but when life gets unstable, and Leos have been having a bit of a rough go this year, you might always turn to that temptation, all right? And I feel like you're trying to create new habits, all right? Trying to work on taking a different approach even, all right? That's one group of you. Another group of you, and this all might be you, or you might just be in one group, but whatever. Take it as it resonates. There's another group of you that has a highly, highly toxic, I'm saying highly toxic person, you would be aware of this. You're definitely aware of it. That's in your environment. This person creates instability. All right. I feel like they have a tendency to manipulate situations. I feel like they know you in and out, and they know how to push the buttons. You know what I'm saying? And Leo, I feel like you're trying to protect yourself or protect your heart from this person. So you're aware that this person has toxic traits or can be on the more negative side. So I feel like if you're trying to work on this relationship with this person, and I see that some of you are, you're not fully giving yourself to them. And this is very similar to the weekly reading for Leo. So if you didn't check that out, check that out. All right. And I would say, Leo, if this is your situation, that's a wise move. Okay. That's a wise move. Because I feel like this person still has toxic behaviors. They may be trying to tell you that they've changed. Or maybe they are trying to change. I see them working on it. But it's not there yet. Okay? That's another group of you. There's a third group of you. Sorry, I don't mean to spend more time on Leo, but I'm getting several messages. There's another group of you where this is a friend. It might be a friend at work that you know has like addictions or addictive tendencies. They may be trying to like portray themselves, I want to say like in a holier than thou light. But Leo, you're fully aware of what who this person really is, okay? And you're protecting yourself against that, you know? Or, you know, like I said, yeah, you're cautious of this person, and you should be. You should be, because your intuition is right. So, I've got Taurus, Capricorn, Sagittarius, an earth sign, and a water sign here. So, take it as it resonates. Virgo. Ooh, Virgo, you just had a card fly. Virgo. I feel like you're having difficulty making a decision. Some of you need a timeout. Or you want a timeout. You might be like highly anticipating time away, or yeah. Some of you need time out from a child. That's very specific, not going to be for everyone. I'm seeing a couple different scenarios here too. Okay. Okay. My camera does what it wants. I feel like some of you need a timeout from a child. This, if this is your situation, I feel like this child, and this could be like an adult child. This does not have to be like a child, for those of you that are older. But I feel like you almost feel like you need to protect yourself, either from, because you can't fully, you don't trust like what they say. You feel like they play coy. That's so interesting. For some of you, this is not a child. This is a person in your life that acts like a child. And go check out your reading for this week, because there was something about parenting in it. But for some of you, this is a full-grown adult that acts like a child, or you see them in a childish light, and they play, I almost said both sides of the fence, but they play games. Play stupid. Alright, and I feel like you don't trust them, and you shouldn't. For a few of you, your energy this week, Virgo, you're trying to be less closed off and open up more, particularly to your children. I'm going back to children. Children are important this week if y'all have children, okay? And it doesn't have to be your children. It could be anybody's children. But I feel like you're trying to be a little bit softer this week. A little more playful, a little more childlike. Some of you are playing games. Like, you don't have all the information about somebody or something, but you're pretending like you do to see if like you can get information by playing stupid. Virgo, that's you. Like passive aggressive approach, you know, like pretending you don't know the answer when you know the answer, because you're testing somebody. Okay. Or you. Remember, these can go vice versa. So those are interesting messages, Virgo. Please comment. Let me know about that one. Interesting. All right. Libra. Libra. Okie dokie. Some of you might be traveling for the holiday season. Got the chariot here. Oh, back to Virgo, if you're still watching. I had a water sign, FYI, another earth sign, and an air sign. In case you care about the signs. Libra. Ooh, I like this. I like it and I don't like it. Libra, I feel like you might be traveling with your marriage partner this week if you're married. All right, you have the sun in your environment, which is awesome. So I do feel like your overall energy this week is more of an optimistic view. However, watch it, because either you have a female external to you that is really going through some emotional stuff, and they may be coming to you for advice, Libra. They may be traveling to you. And I feel like, Libra, you are trying to help this person, but make sure that when if you give advice, that you are aware of all of the information first. And that you are being empathetic. Like tapping into your emotions. Don't be so logical with your advice, Libra, okay? Try and come at it from a more emotional standpoint, which is not always easy for any air sign, okay? That's one group of you. There's another group. Another group of you have been waiting on a move here, or to travel, something to do with movement, whether that's moving houses, traveling, a car, whatever. And you're feeling really optimistic about it, but at the same time, you're feeling really emotional about it. Okay? But you have good energy in your midst this week. I just feel like if you're going back and forth with your emotions, we need to balance that out a little bit. Okay. Here's another group of you. Some of you have a relationship here that you have tried, or somebody external to you has tried to move forward, and initially it either wasn't accepted or the person was emotionally closed off. And I feel like that energy is changing this week. Like where maybe they were emotionally closed off or not receptive to you. I feel like that energy is shifting, and this person might open up towards the end of the week and be more receptive towards you, particularly if you're male. It doesn't have to be, it could be male or female. So, a couple of different messages there. Like there's a couple of different sets of you watching. So I've got Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus here. Doesn't have to be any of the signs. It's a general reading. I feel like I say that like a million times. Moving on. Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, you had a card fly out. Scorpio. Excuse me. The air is so dry in here. Scorpio. Some cards fly out here. Scorpio, somebody that you put on a very, very high pedestal. All right. Sorry. Has disappointed you. Okay. Again, I saw this, something similar in your weekly reading. I feel like you were trying to balance out a situation and gain control over either a situation or a relationship that you really had your sights set on. I feel like Scorpio, you probably had quite a few options available to you, but you were laser focused on one particular person or one particular scenario working out, okay? And I feel like that scenario has let you down, you know? It's totally disappointed. It was something that you put a lot of work into. For some of you, this is definitely a long-term relationship where there was a lot of emotions involved. You were definitely trying to, like I said, work on it. All right. But I feel like the energy right now is disappointing. But then there's something available to you this week, Scorpio, because when I clarified it, you have the Ace of Cups and the Sun. So let me finish out this scenario. Some of you, somebody that you were in love with, probably a long-term relationship that you felt had a lot of potential or brought you a lot of happiness. You know, I feel like if you were trying to regain control over that relationship or bring it back together or bring some sort of justice to the relationship, it's disappointed. All right. And I feel like a lot of you have been very patient with this situation. All right. I feel like if this is your situation, the person involved is too focused on what's wrong with what's going on versus what's right, or you are. All right. That's one set of you. another set of you. There is a situation here. That you were laser focused on, or a person, same thing. Well, this is the same message. For some of you, though, there's another situation in your environment, or another person in your environment, Scorpio, that either deeply loves you or you them. And this person might be waiting for you to come back around, or waiting to get communication from you, or vice versa. Scorpio, you might have had one situation or person like totally disappoint, and then you've got another situation or person. It could be another partner, a friend, whatever. Take it as it resonates. That's in your energy this week that you're waiting on communication from. And there's like reciprocated love here. Okay? So remember, like I said earlier, I feel like Scorpio, you've got a lot of options available to you. But I feel like you don't see it. I feel like you don't see the other options because you're so focused on this one situation or this one person that has disappointed. Okay? Okay. Wow, these are supposed to be quickies. They haven't been quick for any sign. I've got, signs. I've got Leo, an air sign, Earth, Aries, and water. So. Moving on. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I've been seeing the same vibe in your readings for like ever. I feel like a lot of you are highly focused on like self-improvement, health, entrepreneurial type activities, or trying to be an entrepreneur, or some of you are an entrepreneur. That's just a side note because it keeps coming up. Sagittarius, watch your communication this week. Either you or somebody external to you could be quite immature. All right. There might be somebody also that is like kind of watching you. Or you might be doing this. You might be, I got a few different messages. Sagittarius, somebody might be watching you online. All right. And they view you as, like I said, the boss. Somebody who is, takes care of themselves. Somebody who gets attention. That's secure with themselves. That's how this person views you, Sagittarius. And they might be wanting to like come together with you this week, or take you out, or have some type of get together. I don't know. Reconcile if you've not been talking to this person. That's one group of you. There's another group of you where you've got a third-party situation going on here, and I saw this in the weekly, particularly if you're a male Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, could be male or female. And I feel like one of the parties might be a little bit more grounded, a more financially secure, a little bit more emotionally available, and the other partner might be a little bit I almost said sarcastic, bitchy, and cold. But I guess I did say it. Hey, there's my dog. Hey, Daisy. Who's your cutest puppy? She is. Sorry, ADD. Okay, back to you, Sagittarius. I feel like, yeah, one of the partners, if you're in a three-party situation, is immature, icy, detached, and then the other one is more like warm, comfort, emotionally available, okay? And I feel like if this is your situation, Sagittarius, the third party, whoever the third party is the person that's watching you online, all right? Because they're kind of on the outside looking in, right? And if this is you, you know it's you, period. So if you're a Sagittarius watching and you're like, oh my God, there's a third party, then that message is not for you, because I see that you're aware of it, all right? For some of you, you're just trying to reconcile. Like, you might have been, like I said, a little bit feisty with your communication recently. You might have felt like you needed to defend what was yours or be a little bit harsh. And you might be trying to make up for that this week, you know. Some of you definitely have some type of accolade or celebration going on towards the end of the week, which is pretty cool. It's the holiday season, so. All right. Capricorn. Capricorn. Yeah, card fly out. Capricorn, some of you have somebody coming towards you that's hot to trot. I feel like they may be coming towards you to get some sort of can't think of the word. To some sort of justice here. Capricorn, I feel like for some of you, you have a person coming back around to you. All right, and they're trying to like smooth shit over with you. Excuse my language. And you might block communication with them or not like communicate back to them. Some of you are definitely traveling this week. All right, one set of you is